Sup, Nerdmigos? I'm the Jive talking nerd John Norgrove, and this is Nerd Jive. So, first up for today is like kind of an anniversary. So, we're a day late, but on December 3rd in 1992, the first text message was sent. So, that first message was sent by engineer Neil Papworth from a computer to a cell phone. The first recipient, Vodafone's director, Richard Jarvis. And the message said, Merry Christmas. So by June of 2017, 781 billion messages were being sent monthly here in the US, which is a huge step up from the relative smallness of 12.5 billion a month in 2006 and the growth to 45 billion a month in 2007. And it might be small and normal thing for us now to send a text message, but it's sort of interesting to look backwards in time and think about the beginning of that technology, right? I mean, hell, I'm 29 years old, which means I'm 4 years older than SMS text messaging. And in all reality, most of what you do today isn't even SMS text messaging, right? I own an iPhone, which means that when I send a text message, unless it's to an Android phone, it's all iMessage, which is just digital content. But to think all those years ago, 25 years ago, right? 1992, somebody invented something new that has become like quintessential to our lives, right? It's the most important and most useful mode of communication we have today, to some extent, right? I mean, everybody uses the emails, and you make cell phones, and you talk to people in person. There's 1.5 million ways to communicate, right? But when you really think about it, most of us text. Hell, I get fucking pissed off when somebody calls me at work. Hey, I got this problem with the software, blah. And it's like, dude, I don't fucking want to talk to your stupid face. Just email me, or most of the time I tell them just text me. Text me a picture of the error, and then text me a picture of the thing that you're trying to do, and then text me a picture of your face, and then I'll just fucking figure it out from there, right? Like, I don't want to have to talk to somebody's stupid fucking face. I just want to see words and pictures, and I'll fucking infer it. So it's kind of interesting. I mean, I say that all the time. People are like, don't call me, just text me. So it's kind of interesting to think it's been 25 years. I've been 25 years on a day, but still, it's been 25 years, and that's awesome. So I read that it was an Engadget article. I'll have it linked below. Just fascinating. It's little shit like that intrigues the ever-living crap out of me. So next up, so over this last weekend, whilst binge watching the SYFY channel, the wife and I saw a trailer for a TV series. It's pretty fucking interesting. So there's SYFY has a new show coming out called Happy. It's Happy ! Maybe I have a picture. I don't know. So it's based on a Grant Morrison graphic novel of the same title about an alcoholic ex-cop turned hitman played by Christopher Maloney, who's in Law & Order SVU? NCIS? He's in one of those shows. His face, you'll recognize him. Who begins to drunkenly hallucinate a blue-winged horse or unicorn creature named Happy, who happens to be voiced by Patton Oswalt, which is like one of the greatest comedians of our time. Patton Oswalt is solid gold. Christopher Maloney looks rough in this show, which is awesome because that's exactly what he's supposed to look like. It looks just super funny, super violent. It looks genuinely like insane, and in an era of, in my personal opinion, subpar television and comic movie fatigue, and them trying to remake shit constantly, it's great. It's a breath of fresh ass. To see something genuinely interesting looking, right? It's not the Sheldon Show where they're like, hey, everybody loved Sheldon in Big Bang Theory, so why don't we make a show about him? Thought no rational human ever, and yet they did that. And it's not like, hey, remember Star Trek? Let's remake that. Or, hey, you remember this? Let's remake that. This is like a new fucking thing. And I think that, and you know, wife and I have talked about this several times, and the whole fam has, where it's just like, there's so many good comics, right? Marvel, they're doing their thing, they're killing it. DC, it's doing its thing, they're trying real hard. Just, it's a D+. Good fucking job. Yeah, you just want to like pat him on the head and be like, oh, it's cute. But there's so many other things out there, right? There's like Dark Horse comics and Image comics. There's so many good comics out there that could be turned into something, and everybody's focusing on like the Bats and the Supes and the Captain Americas and the Iron Mans and all these big motherfuckers. But like, what about these like single issue standalones that are just fucking amazing? And I hope beyond hopes that Happy's a success. I mean, it looks just fucking insane. I have the trailer link below. Watch the trailer. Tell me what you think about it. It looks nuts, and I love every second of it. But, like, this is what I want out of comic book television and comic book movies. Just do a thing. If it fails, let it fail. If it succeeds, let it succeed. But just do a thing, man. Like this, oh, we're gonna have some overarching command thing, and we're gonna try to... They put the fucking comic book movie pussy on a pedestal, and it's insane. Just make a movie. Look how good Thor Ragnarok was. And it's because they're like, hey, this guy's funny. We want Thor Ragnarok to be funny. Let him do his thing. And then he did it. And it's so very his. And it's so very different. And yeah, I mean, there's the little bit of corporate, you know, dick in the soup. But they did a good job, and they let him do his thing. And it was a risk, and it succeeded. This too many producers and all this kind of stuff, you see where those fail regularly. Just let people do their thing. And I think SYFY's Happy is going to be that keen example of how to just do your thing. And I'm excited about it. I don't know. It looks super good. It's amazing. So next up, more Musk news. I always got Musk news. I love that guy. Oh man, I can't remember what YouTube channel. Nerdist has a Musk Watch. Shit, I don't remember the name of the guys. Check it out, dude. Just Google Musk Watch or YouTube it or fucking whatever. You'll find it. It's hilarious. Watch all of it. But every time I talk about Elon Musk, I think of their show. But so okay, as a follow-up to a story I covered last week, we're going to talk about the Falcon Heavy launch again. So Musk recently tweeted out, I believe the tweet was like last Friday, so I think it was the 1st of December, that a payload, what the payload is going to be for the first Falcon Heavy launch, right? So the first payload is his own personal Midnight Cherry Red Tesla Roadster. Now the Tesla Roadster is the new one, 0 to 60 miles an hour in 1.9 seconds, which I read a thing today that's technically a faster off the gun, like a faster 0 to 60 than a Falcon 9 rocket, which would be kind of hilarious to put a car that's faster than the rocket that's launching it into a rocket to launch it. I mean, I know that in the grand scheme of things, like, that doesn't matter because it's like overall thrust and things like that, but still, that's humorous to me. It's nerd news, or, you know, nerd jokes. I enjoy it. But so yeah, Musk is launching his own Tesla Roadster into space, specifically into Martian orbit, but not orbit around Mars, which is what I feel a lot of people are saying, or hearing at least, when they think of Martian orbit. So it's actually a heliocentric orbit, which means it's orbiting the sun at a distance from the sun equivalent to Mars. So it's in Mars's orbit, but it's orbiting the sun, not orbiting Mars, if that makes sense. So in addition to this already fairly insane and awesome stunt, the car will be playing Space Oddity on loop. They get one track on there, they hit the little squiggly loop thing, they're playing Space Oddity on loop. But it kind of, it gave me that, like, philosophical moment when you read the news and you're having jokes and stuff in your head. But it's like, alright, so if we're launching a car into space that's going to be playing a song, right? But in space, sound doesn't work. You know, in space, nobody can hear you scream. Then, do the moving speakers actually play the song? Like, are they actually playing the song? Or are they just moving speakers and nothing's happening? right? Like, obviously, there's no sound playing, but it's kind of one of those interesting things like, oh, it's funny, we're going to play Space Oddity on this car, you know, until the batteries run out once we launch it into space. Like, it's a cute thing. But, like, are you playing it or are you not? Does it need to be hearable to quantify as being played? You know what I mean? So I kind of thought about that today and kind of went off on that little tangent in my head. But I kind of thought about that. Like, does it really count as playing when the speakers move but nothing comes out? I don't know. That's kind of interesting to me. Although I have been seeing people ask on like Twitter and other websites, like, is it the original Bowie Space Oddity, or is it the original Oddity, or is it like the remix or whatever? I don't really think it matters because this is hilarious, and I probably won't be alive when it happens. But I hope one day somebody sees this like bleached, like solar bleached husk of an electric car floating through space, and they're like, what the fuck is this shit? And they put it into they bring it into their ship, and because, you know, the radio's fucking using very little power, so it's still lasting, you know, it's 50 years from now or bloody whatever, and they bring it into the ship, and they close the hatch bay doors, and they pressurize the thing, and then like Space Oddities playing through the thing, and they're just like, did somebody put a car in space to play music? Like, the whole thing's just intrinsically wonky. I don't know. I love it. Elon Musk is hilarious. It's comedy gold. But yeah, if you guys hear anything more, actually somebody who listened to last week's video led me to his tweets, because he tweeted at like 6:30 at night on Friday, and by that point in time I had already fucking recorded my video and I was already like done with everything. And then after I posted the video, somebody was just like, oh, there's all this information, and I was like, fuck. All right, I'll cover it on Monday. So, yeah, anyway, if you hear about stuff like this, articles, updates, if you watch a trailer and you have opinions on it, let me know what you think. You know, comment down below. Let me know what you think about anything that I've talked about. Any news articles or, like, stuff that's going on. I know there's a lot of stuff going on right now. I mean, you know, obviously I haven't really talked about the whole FCC thing, and part of me wants to do like a full like deep dive video, like maybe 20-30 minutes on it, and then part of me is kind of like, everybody's talking about it, and if you don't know, then me talking kind of doesn't mean anything, and you're not going to learn anything from it. So like, let me know what you guys think, what you want to hear about. Yeah, so comment below, like this video, share this video. We need more subs. Like, let's make some moves on that. Subscribe to this channel. Have your friends subscribe to this channel. Have your mama subscribe to this. Have everybody subscribe to this channel. Make extra accounts and subscribe to this channel. Do whatever. And share this video on all your social stuff. While you're at it, look at all my social stuff. It's linked below. Follow or do whatever you have to do with social things to happen. But again, either way, I'm John Norgrove. This has been Nerd Jive. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Do all that crap. And I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Keep an eye out for the 25 Beers of Beermas. I was almost said Drunk History, and that's a totally different thing from not me. So I don't know where that was coming from. But keep an eye out for 25 Beers of Beermas. I know I missed yesterday. You're going to get 2 today. Just fucking occasionally I drink a lot and forget to do a thing until it's like 12 o'clock at night and I don't want to fucking do it. So, meh, whatever. Either way, stay nerdy, folks.